What is up, crazy fam? Hope you guys are having an amazing, beautiful day as always. And ladies and gentlemen, today we're gonna take a look at this beast right here, the Wavesplitter. And you guys know I absolutely love this weapon. It melts in the crucible. And before we roll the gameplay and go into details and talk about everything I love about this setup, let's take a look at the overall build. In the kinetic slot, I'm gonna be running high albedo with killing wind and head seeker. Obviously, in the energy slot, Wavesplitter. For the heavy, it's going to be a sword, but we might swap to something else. We'll see how it goes. For the exotic, we're combining it with the getaway artist to get those beautiful arc souls and just make Wavesplitter so much better. Once again, we're going to go into details here in a minute. For the armor pieces, on the helmet, we're going to be running high energy fire. On the gloves, taking charge. Then on the chest piece, powerful friends. On the boots, invigoration, traction, and radiant light. And then finally on the class item, double bombers with charged up. We have max recovery, max intellect, and we combine all of this with middle tree arc. And thanks to Ionic Trace, we get our abilities back extremely fast, guys. And don't forget, you get to pop your super way too many times thanks to this build, because you have just so much intellect, and obviously you can cancel the super, keep energy, and just keep using it over and over again. Even in Rumble, you can get quite a few supers, which is tons of fun. Okay, crazy fam, now let's talk about this beautiful yet extremely deadly and badass weapon in more detail. Let's talk about why I feel like it's just so much fun to use, and not only that, guys, but why I feel like it can compete in pretty much any mode as long as you're just mastering this weapon. If you manage to master it, trust me, you will be destroying Guardians, as you guys see here in the gameplay. The melt is real, guys. We will also talk about what I feel is the biggest issue with this whole archetype in general and what I think can fix it in the future. Also, before we get into the Arc Souls and Wavesplitter combo, which by the way, is super deadly as you see in the gameplay, I want to go over Wavesplitter on its own and talk about why it's so powerful and how you should be utilizing this weapon to use it to its full potential. Now, in my humble opinion, I feel like this gun is very effective close to mid-range. As long as you are in that mid to close range, this weapon absolutely shreds. You gotta get used to it though. You gotta be trying to land those precision shots at all time. I feel like that's the biggest thing. As long as you're landing those precision shots, I don't feel like many weapons have a chance against this one. If it's body shots, this weapon is not as forgiving as other archetypes, that's for sure. So you gotta be on point, which brings me to the thing that it will take time. It will take time to use this weapon over and over and over again until you do get used to it. However, as mentioned, once you do, that's when the fun begins. Now let's talk about the exotic perk of Wavesplitter. Supercharged battery. Collecting an orb of power grants a short period of maximum power that starts with an automatic reload. Now we all know that the way the Wavesplitter works is pretty much kind of like a RNG system, right? If you don't pick up this orb and if you're just shooting this weapon in a normal situation, what happens is sometimes it jumps to that maximum level of damage and you absolutely obliterate everything in your path, right? But every time you do pick up an orb of light, that's a guaranteed maximum level of damage for a short period of time, which obviously makes it very strong. However, when you combine this one with the charge with light builds in PvP, ladies and gentlemen, you take all of this to that next level. And trust me when I tell you, when you get charged with light, if you have that build going, which by the way you should, especially with Wavesplitter, but to be honest, with any build, just because it makes everything just so much better, you gotta play aggressive. You can't get that buff and stay in the back and, you know, just not utilize it as much as possible, because every time you're picking that orb up, you pretty much get a double buff. And I truly believe this weapon is underrated, man. And I know it's not in the first 15, 20, or maybe even 25 weapons of the meta, but trust me, the second it gets kind of a fix to the ammo economy issue that it has, Wavesplitter is going to be up there, guaranteed. Which brings us to the only issue that keeps people away from Wavesplitter, and that is the ammo economy. Because you pick up some special ammo and it's just not enough. Sometimes it's 30, 35, 50, and with 50 you can probably kill 2 people if you're really landing those precision shots. which also takes time to do because this gun is not as forgiving as other archetypes. That's for sure. You gotta be landing those precision shots, and if you're not landing them, yeah, you gotta get punished for it. And that's when Arc Souls come in. But we're gonna talk about Arc Souls here in a minute. I want to talk about the ammo first, and I truly believe it needs a buff in terms of the ammo economy. Because think about it, if you're running a shotgun or a fusion rifle or a sniper rifle, there are some rounds where you can have 10, 12 shots and just not run out at all if you're just getting those kills. However, with Wavesplitter, you need more. It's not enough to have 30 or 40 or even 100 bullets through the game, because you're going to be running out extremely fast. So I feel like in the future, Bungie should look into this and kind of try to fix this issue. I would say increase the ammo economy by like at least 30, 40, maybe even 50%. I don't think it's going to make it OP. I don't think it's going to break it. I feel like that's a needed buff. I hope it happens soon. Now, when we talk about Arc Souls, that's when it jumps in, because since it's not as forgiving and the ammo economy isn't that great at the moment, I feel like Arc Souls kind of fixes both of those issues, because it does extra damage, which means that you're going to be using less ammo, and it obviously makes it way more forgiving, because if you're not used to the weapon yet, if you're just starting to use it, Arc Souls just does that extra damage for you. And if you're not landing those precision shots, you're still getting easier kills. In this case, I feel like this is a very strong combo, and if I'm being honest, when it comes to pure damage, ladies and gents, I feel like this might be even stronger than the combo that we talked about in the previous video, which was the Crimson and Arc Souls. Even though you have crazy survivability and amazing burst damage with that combo, with this one, the pure melt is unreal. It's just better, it's just faster. Now, for a combo weapon, for me, I feel like sidearms are the best choice, because it doesn't take special ammo. It's very, very strong close up in the current meta, especially on consoles. Sidearms absolutely melt. And if you have something like, let's say, Lonesome with Kill Clip, right, which destroys Guardians, that's a great choice. Or maybe you have High Albedo, that's what I'm using in this case. Or you could just run submachine guns too. Some of them are really good. For example, the one from Iron Banner is amazing. And at the end of the day, guys, it comes down to which one you prefer more, sidearms or submachine guns. For me, it's sidearms all day. However, if you feel like submachine guns are just way more consistent and they are easier to use for you, go ahead and do that. They will work perfectly fine. Another thing I want to mention real quick is, if you don't want to play with Military Arc and maybe you don't want to use Arc Souls, and I know this video is about Arc Souls, but let's say you don't want to use it, you can always play Stasis. Now, Stasis is good with Wavesplitter because you're running the Hedron mod, and if you're not, you really should be, guys, because that's just a free damage increase every time you get a freeze, which, let's be honest here, is not that hard to do with Stasis. And for 10 seconds you're gonna be doing increased damage, which obviously takes this Wavesplitter and just makes it so much better. So if you don't want to run Military Arc with it and you want to sacrifice the Arc Souls, go ahead and play Stasis. It will make it more consistent and it will make it easier to get those kills. However, in my humble opinion, Arc Souls just makes it better, man. Anyway, that is it for this one, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, and only if you did, a like and a sub truly does help me out a lot and is very, very appreciated. We got some more beautiful content on the way, so stay tuned. And don't forget to hop into those streams every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 5 p.m. GMT here on YouTube, so you guys get to meet the most badass, beautiful, and positive community that I am absolutely blessed with. Thank you once again for all the amazing support. I appreciate every single one of you, and as always, have a crazy, beautiful day.